Alright guys, Papa Pepper back once again. Today I'm going to be talking about outdoor kitchens and root cellars. I'm actually going to give you a tour of an outdoor kitchen and a root cellar, and then near the end of this video I'm going to show you why this particular root cellar and outdoor kitchen is one of the best type of setups I know, and why what we're going to do in our homestead is model it something after this. One thing I just noticed when I got here is, check this out, I'll show you from the outside. I just love seeing stuff like this because what I realized right away is, look at this. This is Malabar spinach, guys. Red stem Malabar spinach going to flower, going to seed, looking amazing. That is so awesome. And I mean, what a presentation, dripping out of the window like that. And then also check this out, tooth eggplant flowers. So besides growing different things like aloe vera and, you know, other herbs and plants, growing food like that, a great way to go. So here's a step back. I'll just show you this outdoor kitchen here, and you can see here some more potted herbs by each pole. A good place to put your pots. People don't normally walk into poles, so if you put your pot there, you're less likely to trip in it. Something to keep in mind, especially in the dark, especially other things. So this one has electricity. See that here. Okay, there are lights out here. Stainless steel tables, absolutely awesome. Another great thing to have is the stainless steel sink. Very, very popular. There's a reason that people really like these, really enjoy them. And I like this setup too, with just the open window and the place for these guys to continue to ripen as well. Very beautiful, very awesome. You can see here, there's also some garden tools hanging here. That's going to work out great. And chalkboards really help too for a number of reasons. Also, as I go through this video, because of everything happening in the world these days, and because I'm going to be showing somebody's root cellar off, and because of how people get desperate sometimes, I'm not disclosing this location. I haven't been here in over a year, but if you know this location, feel free not to share it. Just because if somebody gets desperate, starts looking for root cellars on YouTube videos and finding people's addresses and stuff and then rating them, I don't want that on me. So keep that in mind. But chalkboard's a very good thing to have. I'm going to show you something in the root cellar too that I really like that they've done. Here's a big old saw. Okay, we've got one of these too, and if we run 220, when we hook up our outdoor kitchen, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hook one up if we run 220 out there. We've got it. A great thing if you're dealing with cuts of meat, especially if you're doing your own cows. Absolutely awesome. Another thing I like out here is they keep their regular grill out here. They've also got this big one here, okay? Put their wood in there. Big flat top. Pretty cool. So a great place to put up your produce. A great place to store your, process your harvest. A great place to, process your animals. When we do ours, we're going to do a couple things. I plan on having ours completely screened in. I plan on having a grate in the floor for water and a couple other things too, but I really like this setup. I'm going to give you one more look at it, and then we're going to jump into the root cellar, and I'm going to show you a couple things. Oh, I forgot one feature. If you look up, you'll see that it's not all roofing tin, but some of it is actually the plastic that you can get light through. Very good idea too. Gives you longer visibility in the evening, earlier in the morning, and this one may have had some hail damage, or they may just be old and weathered. That would be kind of the one downside. Not sure if you can make out any of the holes, but there is some holes in there. But overall, a really good setup. Nice brick floor, great presentation. Love the actual useful herbs here too. And one reason, as we continue, to consider just outdoor kitchens in the first place is, why would you want an outdoor kitchen and an indoor kitchen? For a lot of people, if you're dealing with animals, like I said, I'm not going to bring a whole sheep into my house, a whole deer into my house. There has been times when I've taken a carcass, it's been gutted, it's been headed, it's been skinned, and put that in. I've done that before. But, you want it more manageable. But this is a great place. Out in the open, you can just throw that down. You don't need to bring that into your house, and you can work on it. Another thing is, especially as you head into the fall season, or the heat of summer especially, if you're putting up things like your own pastas, your own sauces, and you're cooking up a batch of something that's really cooking down, you don't want all that moisture into your house. You don't want all that heat into your house, because then while you're adding all this heat, you're also paying to cool it with your AC or whatever it may be. So it's a great place to do that. And I don't know, a lot of people just like the convenience of it. I definitely do. And there's definitely a couple other reasons we're going to be doing ours. I'll get to that eventually in some future videos. But I want to show you some things with this root cellar too. I wasn't sure if I was going to need a flashlight in here or not. Apparently I don't. But this is honestly one of the best setups for a root cellar that I've seen. And there's two things that set it apart with what's going on in it. And then one thing in conjunction with that outdoor kitchen that I really, really like. The one thing is that these guys have not made the biggest mistake most preppers, homesteaders, self-preservationists make. And that is when you have all your jars that you've worked really hard on, a lot of times people just have flat shelves. If you get a tremor, a bomb blast, some sort of shake of the earth, it happens in places people don't even expect it. All that stuff can come pouring off your shelves. You do not want that. So here, there's a lip. This lip's actually pretty good. It's about a 3-inch lip. Every one of the shelves that they have here has about a 3-inch lip on them, and all their things are safely tucked away. I did a video once about the biggest mistake people make with storing food, and that's hands down it's it. Especially with stuff like this, after you've grown it all, and after you've spent the time to preserve it all, if you know what goes into a jar of food like this, or especially to fill a whole root cellar with it, there's no way you want to come out here after some sort of catastrophe and find all of your food that you saved up smashed on the floor. You don't want to do that. So absolutely hands down amazing that they did it that way. Really much respect and very good. Love that, doing that with ours. Another thing, if you notice, and I'm not sure if you can make it out, I'll make sure you guys get a good shot. Each and everything, this is written in chalk. So I think they just painted it, but you can also get like the chalkboard paint. I can't remember if they told me last time if this was a type of chalkboard paint or not. I don't remember, it was over a year ago. But they sat there and they have it all erasable in chalk, what everything is and where it is. I think that that's so amazing, that's so awesome. It just makes so much sense, because if you look into a room full of jars, to actually pick out what you want, or if you're sending somebody else in there, it doesn't often work. This makes it very easy. I mean, I've never been in here in the past year, but I could tell you exactly where the pickled eggs are. They're easier to pick out of a lineup anyway. But I think that that's absolutely fantastic. So what we have here is a cinder block outside of the building. Okay. The ceiling is actually poured concrete. So a good move there. Very solid structure. And then I'm not sure what all is underneath here, but I know that this is their bottom. So not an entirely, ginormous thing, but plenty of storage for plenty of stuff. In the winter, I believe I've seen these before filled with, your potatoes or sweet potatoes, onions, stuff like that. Also storing maybe some wine or soda here. But yeah, and this is one that we're going to do too. If you can see, there's all these empty glasses. We're going to store our empty pints and quarts in our root cellar. So that way they're basically full. Whether the jars themselves are full or not, it'll be full of jars. So when we need to, we can take some new jars out, take them over to the outdoor kitchen, and then we'll put them back in. And it'll just work out good. In a situation like this, maybe we'd mark it different. We'd just erase whatever it was, empty, and we just write down what it was as full. And I think that's a great way to go. So now I'm going to show you why this is one of the best setups I'm aware of. So the part that I really like about this is as I exit this root cellar, and a great idea too is having something you can lock. It doesn't prevent people, but it definitely slows them down. But if here's the root cellar, that's the wall of the outdoor kitchen. Do you see the proximity here? You'll also see a vent coming out the roof, stuff like that. But right here is where that outdoor kitchen is. So I absolutely love the setup because of the proximity. At the moment, we've taken a break from our root cellar, but I'm heading back into it. I've been doing some stuff periodically, and I think we're really going to hit it hard, hopefully in the near future. I want to get our root cellar finished. But the part that we're going to do with ours is we're actually going to have our root cellar under our outdoor kitchen. I think it's just going to make a lot of sense. It's about the only way you can get it closer than what these guys got going on, is just to be able to grab it and then go downstairs and store the food that you just preserved. Obviously with homesteading, with just being more self-sufficient, with gardening, with preserving your own food, there's a lot of reasons for a lot of people that outdoor kitchens work really well. There's a lot of reasons that people like root cellars. Another good part of a solid root cellar is that it can double as a storm shelter, and you'll have something to eat while you're in there. It's very wise, especially in an area like us where periodically you could get tornadoes or something like that. So it's something that we look forward to having, just even for the peace of mind in a storm, much less just in the daily eatings of life. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little tour. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. I just wanted to give you a little look at just a simple setup. You know, there's nothing too complex about any of this, but there's some things that make a lot of sense in it. And I really like this root cellar for a number of reasons, and when you tie these two together with that close proximity, absolutely wonderful. And I think one of the best ways to decide what's right for you is to look at other people's. So as we're working on ours, we like checking them out anyway. In fact, these people are going to be helping some friends put in a root cellar in the near future. It's a great way to do it, and I thought that by sharing this with you guys, it may give you some ideas too. I love the chalk. Absolutely. I love like the herbs and the plants in the window here. That's amazing. There's stuff I wouldn't think of on my own, and I'm glad that I don't even have to. So hopefully this blessed you guys. Good to see you once again. I'll talk to you next time. Pop out.